Hello my friends and welcome to the Shadow of Dexl development blog. Today I'll be showing you something that I've been working on that I'm really excited to show, and a lot of work went into it and I'm really happy about it. So without further ado, enemy spawning is now working correctly and is pretty much fully in the game. So what this means is that I can basically make any enemy I want appear, and they will appear on the screen in the correct order in the correct way. Basically, I can make this be 3 guards, 3 dicemen, 3 flowmen, like Candor and someone else, you know, anything like that. And the engine that I made for this, they automatically space out to give each other room. They automatically, know where to go, which is a really big deal. And I made it in a way that's actually like flexible and something I can build upon, as opposed to my old way of trying to make it work somehow and then it wouldn't work for everything. It'd only work in that one instance. So I actually made something that I can, reuse and expand, which is actually quite, just for me in general, it's just something that's kind of a big deal because I'm not used to doing it like that. So a big problem I've had with trying to make this game over the years has been I just kind of look at the whole project overall and get kind of overwhelmed, and I end up not doing anything. So my new goal and my new method of attack has been, let's just make one system at a time, not thinking about the rest of it, and just slowly put everything together. And so far that's been really good. Like, my new thing right now is I need to make enemies spawn in the battles. I was like, don't worry about the enemy attacks, don't worry about like the enemy stats and what the enemies can do, just get the enemies there, and they're here. Now I'm gonna restart a whole bunch of times so you can see a couple of things. Dexl runs on the screen, the enemies run on the screen. I do want to do something to make it look more natural for the enemies, because I feel like they kind of just slide onto the screen together. Maybe space them out differently so it's not so uniform, or change their speed, or even just have them come from different vertical locations and come into a straight line, but not necessarily start in the straight line. But overall, I'm really happy with how this turned out, and it's a good system for me specifically. It might not be the best system for like a super advanced, person, or even just like a more advanced person, but for me, this is probably the best. No, this is definitely the best battle system beginnings I've ever done. So I am planning on a couple of other things, such as allowing for 4 enemies, which is my goal. It won't be too hard. And then making it so if there's a bigger enemy, they space out correctly, because as of right now, they are hard-coded to be a certain gap, but it won't be too bad for me to make it just check to see how big their neighbor is, and then just make gaps accordingly. I'm just really happy with how this turned out. There's other stuff in my log I'd like to work on. I'd like to give them, exclamation points when they see you, and make them do a little hop and start chasing you, and having question marks when you're examining things, speech bubbles when you can talk to people, exclamation points, question marks, all that kind of stuff, like, so you know that you're within talking range. But my immediate next thing I want to do, which I'll need to refer to my notes that are in front of me, I want to make it so the enemies poof away when their HP hits 0. I can just make it so they automatically hit 0 HP, but I want to, program what happens when they get to 0 HP, and then program in their stats and don't get stuck in walls. But that's kind of what I'm working on right now. The next thing is to set up turn order after I get the HP and stuff working and the stats working. Set up the turn order and give everyone a single attack, and then give everyone a list of attacks. And this is glitching out for some reason. I know why, I just haven't fixed it yet, because I was supposed to do that like a week or 2 ago, and I know about it, and I was like, oh, well, that's what I did wrong, but I never fixed it. So I would like to thank everyone for watching and listening to me ramble, and I'm really excited for what's going to be happening in the future. So thank you for watching, and thanks for supporting me and listening to me ramble, and I'll see you in the next one.